How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Democratic House Rep Al Green admitting what most of us have been saying about this whole process to try and get some impeachment going for quite a long time. I think his words here reflect how the entire Democratic Party feel. He probably just unwittingly admitted it for the entire world to see. And before I even get into my opinions about it, check out the video right here so you can see what he says in full context.
But a new Quinnipiac poll taken after the release of the redacted Mueller report found that 66% say Congress should not start impeachment proceedings. And there's a sharp partisan divide, as we all know, with only 4% of Republicans favoring impeachment. Congressman, are you concerned that impeachment talk may actually help the president's reelection?
I'm concerned that if we don't impeach this president, he will get reelected. If we don't impeach him, he will say he has been vindicated. He will say the Democrats had an overwhelming majority in the House and they didn't take up impeachment. He will say that we had a constitutional duty to do it if it was there and we didn't.
Okay, so you heard that, you saw that with your own two eyes, heard it with your own 2 ears. Now, it's pretty cut and dry. I've been saying the exact same thing the entire time. Many of you have as well. All of the non-biased, somewhat conservative media, they know it as well. Trump knows it. The whole witch hunt thing is 100% accurate, and it just got confirmed by Democratic House Rep Al Green. It's very simple. If you don't get Trump impeached, and if you're not successful, he's going to win again. It's clear. They know they don't have anybody over there. They're trying to do whatever they can to get some people some traction. They're trying to put Pete Buttigieg, whatever his name is, on the cover of Time magazine with his husband. I don't care about your spouse, sir. I don't care what y'all do in the bedroom, the sword fighting or whatever. That's fine. That's your business, okay? I'm more worried about, can you become the president? Don't shove the homosexuality card in my face. It's not going to work. What else do you have aside from being a gay male? What about being the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, makes you have the qualifications to become the president? What have you done besides that? I think he was in the military, and good for him. Thank him for his service. But there's a lot of guys that's in the military. There's a lot of guys that are in public office right now that are trying to become the president. What makes them more qualified than him, or vice versa? Okay, now Trump is a guy that had been successful in business and who was very popular. So those two things just made him be the best candidate for president, in my humble opinion. All right. Other guys were qualified as well. I mean, Ben Carson, very qualified, a brain surgeon. I mean, these people that were on the Republican side, many of them were qualified. On the Democratic side, who do we have? People talking about reparations, random people never heard of before. Marianne Williamson, whatever her name is, Pete Buttigieg, all these random nobodies. Then they're trying to put Kamala Harris and Cory Booker out there. Kamala Harris pretty much slept her way to the top. I'm not being offensive when I say that. If you get offended, that's fine, but I'm just saying that's the reality of what happened. She had an affair with Mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, back in the day. He got on television and admitted that after their relationship, affair, whatever you want to call it, he placed her in certain positions of power, which helped to launch her political career. So I'm not making it up. I'm not just trying to quote unquote slander her, as the cool kids would say. I'm just speaking truth. And Cory Booker, what has he done as the mayor of Newark and then as a senator from New Jersey? What has he really done? What has he accomplished? I'm not really sure. I'll talk about him in a different video. So for now, I digress. But they have nobody on the Democratic side. They know that they can't get Trump out of office unless they do some stuff like try to find some dirt, try to get him locked up, try to get him impeached. They're trying to just force him out of office through other means because they know they won't be able to do it through voting. But then again, they're trying to do voting as well. That's why they don't want to have voter ID law. They want to come on television talking about, oh, voter ID is racist because a lot of black folks don't have access to ID. That's not even really true. If you don't have an ID, it's because you're too lazy to go get one. That's what happens, you know, or you feel like you don't need it because maybe you're not driving and you might be a dope boy. You don't need an ID. That's your choice to not get one. It's not that we can't get it. It's that many of us choose not to because we're too lazy to go do it. Okay. 1 out of every 4 Black Americans is on some kind of government assistance. And in order to get government assistance, you must have ID. You got to have it. You can't just say, oh, my name is Alize Smith and I want some food stamps. When you go down to the office, you got to be able to provide proof of identity, residency, all that good stuff. You know, you got to be able to prove that you are who you say you are, that you live where you say you live, all that. You got to be able to prove your search for employment. You got to have a lot of requirements in order to get some of these government programs, if not all. Nobody ever says that welfare is racist, that the government assistance programs available to you are racist, EBT, WIC, TANF, SNAP, Section 8. Nobody says those things are racist, but then when it comes to voting, they say it is racist. Why? Like I said earlier, they want to keep that avenue open. They want to keep that door open so they can potentially engage in some kind of voter fraud. Okay, people that are dead, that should not be on the polls, they're going to say, hey, you know, X, Y, and Z person, go out there and vote. Tell your name is Juan Ramirez. They're not going to need an ID, and the person is dead, so no harm, no foul, right? And I want you to go out there and vote for Barack Obama. I want you to go out there and vote for Cory Booker, Al Green, or whoever's trying to become the president in 2020. That's what they want to do. So we know what the actual goal is, thanks to Democratic House Rep Al Green. And I want to thank him for that. Normally when I see Al Green, I kind of cringe. I'm not really a fan of this whole weird beard he has going on, and I don't like his anti-Trump politics, but on this particular occasion, he gave us a golden nugget over here on the right because he has admitted what we've been talking about for a very long time. All these investigations, all this attempt to try and get him impeached, the whole Russia connection, collusion, kerfuffle. We all know that all those things are bogus. They don't mean anything. It's not a real issue. It's just a way to try and get Trump out of office without going through the way that the Constitution says should happen, which is through the will of the people that are actually the citizens of the good old US of A. So what do you think? Do you think that Al Green let it out of the bag here? He admitted what everybody, or pretty much everybody on the Democratic side, is thinking. No, he is not the entire Democratic Party himself, but he is in there with them. He does rub elbows and shoulders with them. So why would he say something like that if he didn't believe it were a true thing that emanates through the entire party? He knows that we don't have anybody that can successfully beat Trump in a general election in 2020. It's not going to happen. There's no star power. There's nobody that has a real message. And he also knows that the party is splintered, the Democratic Party that it is, not the Republican Party. He knows the Democratic Party is splintered. You got the far leftist, socialist people like your Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib. Then you have your establishment, swamp, your Chuck and Nancy's, your Nadlers. Then you have your kind of more moderate Democrats that don't even really want to get involved with all the foolishness going on. People like Joe Manchin, he might be a man unto himself, and he might be his own little thing. People like Jim Webb, if he's still in office. So you got so many different little factions of the Democratic Party that can't really get along. They can't agree upon who's going to be the candidate. You have some people in the Democratic Party attacking specific candidates, even if indirectly. So what are you really going to do? All you can do is try to get Trump out of office in an unscrupulous fashion that goes against the will of the people, because you want to have yourselves in power. It's not even about trying to stop so-called fascism or racism or whatever other obic, ober, ist, or ism they want to label on Trump. It's not even about that. It's about trying to maintain power in a Democratic Party. So that is all I got, and whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.